A very happy Sunday afternoon, my people. Happy New Year and happy holidays. I hope you all had a really great holiday season. And now let's start our teaching again. Part 1, let's do breathing exercise. We'll do 10 times. This breathing exercise is based on Taoist longevity breathing exercise. Naturally bend your legs a little bit. Put your arms up as you are hugging a tree. Close your eyes. We'll breathe in as deep as we can from our nose, out from our mouth. Now let's start our part 2. It's 10 energy movements. It's based on 8 energy movements based on a Taoist longevity exercise and breathing exercise. It's really one of the best exercise you can really help with the whole body. In this movement, we're strengthening our triple burner. And also open up the Ren and Du meridian lines. Now, this movement strengthens our lung and colon. Open up the 6 arm meridian lines. Focus on our immune system. Meanwhile, you need to have that 5.5 second breathe in, 5.5 seconds breathing out. Now, the next movement, we're balancing our gut system. That is that long tube from the moment we eat, from the moment we poop. That's that long tube. Make sure one hand touches the sky, the other one earth. Now, in this movement, turn your head as much as you can, your neck. And we're balancing our 5 basic emotions. Also, if you have neck tightness, upper shoulder tightness, excessive gas, if you have neck pain or headaches, now we're balancing our small intestines, also our heart system. If people have depression, anxiety, this is a good exercise. Now we are opening our Ren and Du meridian lines, begin to strengthen our tendon. If you have stiffness, this is a good exercise to do. Now, our liver system. Now, if we have pelvic floor inflammation, prostate, uterus inflammation, kidney stone, bladder inflammation, this is a good movement. Good. Now, the next two movements, we're really strengthening our meridian lines and also our tendon. If you cannot use your forehead, touch your knee, we don't have to force it. And eventually, slowly, you will be able to get there. And the next movement, try to have our forehead touch the floor. Okay, move a little bit. Let's move the camera since he's not going to move. Just relax the whole system. Oh, make sure we don't forget our water. So let's use today's opportunity to give if we look ahead, that what is it that this year we will help people to balance? And some people have some questions about the methods that we're using. So what are the basic methods we're using in our clinic, and why are we using them? So when you visit our clinic, and I often, and then the other thing that what I want to kind of do is people often wonder, how do you, that's what one of the most questions I got asked from especially newer patients says, how do you know that? How do you know I have that problem? How do you know that? How do you? So what is it that when I do my observation, when I look at you, what I see from head to the toe, and I want to have different kind of teachings to teach you, so in more details, then you will know, right? So you will know that at least what we're all looking at. Let's say why some people have hair loss, why people have dry skin, and why people have gum bleeding, and all these kind of things from head to the toe. And we will have sections by sections. What is it that we can do to strengthen our brain health? What is it that why it's important to do the neck exercise? What does that mean? So what is it from different levels that we can go and more in depth and learning? So one thing that I have been meditating a lot quite lately is that, you see, modern society have trying to teach people to, so our teaching, traditional Chinese medicine, is very practical, but it's very deep, it's in-depth learning, right? You have a way to enter, but there's no way out, really. You just keep learning and keep growing and keep learning and keep growing. So that is really quite contradictory with what the society's been teaching you all, right? So anything is just very surface level. And so what can we do to help people to understand their health? So I really think that really that's one of the key, that then if you understand your health, you understand how your body functions, you understand how to balance your own health, then you can use the method that we teach you and we show you, we guide you to a better or a more balanced health. So that's why that I want to do just from head to the toe, section by section. We'll go through your health first. So what does that mean? We have been doing 10 energy movements that for a whole year. Yeah. So each time I try to tell you a little bit about what each movement is doing. So if we are doing this more in-depth learning, let's just pick a movement. Let's do the first movement. You see, one eye, hold my hands, right? What does that hand posture means? This is a hand of yin and yang. And together in this hand posture, I'm making a yin-yang ball, right? And then when I start, so that is a hand of yin and hand of yang, and I put that, the point of dantian. Dantian is 小周天, right? When we say we are creating a small, safe environment for us, and the energy is coming from here. And dantian also serves another important point to our body, right? Because we say this movement, we're opening up our triple burner. So this is from our lower triple burner, we're moving up to the middle, right? Because we're following the Ren meridian line. That's the line of yin, right? That's the mother line. And then we are from Tanzhong, that's our pericardium. And then we begin to turn up. And then now, if you look at me, what I am doing, right? I am from looking downwards, my head looks straight, and then up. So by doing this, what am I doing? Naturally, this I am open up the Du, the governing line, the Yang meridian line, connecting the Yin and Yang line. The connecting point is the point of Renzhong. Yeah, that's why when people pass out, you use acupuncture to touch this point. That will bring them right back up. Okay, and then you're looking up. So once you look up, what are you exercising? You are exercising from the, remember this is triple burner, right? Triple burner, a part of the triple burner is your lymph nodes, is your lymph system. So you see now the lymph, the mother lymph, are 3 parts of the body. Part 1, right here. Part 2, part 3. So we really start with our part 3, right? And then we move up, we open up the Ren meridian line, right? And then when we do this, we are opening up here. Now I look up and here. So now this 3 part of the lymph, the important part of the mother lymph, right? You have many children, they're like grapes together, right? And from one movement, I am doing all of it. See, and that is looking down, uniqueness of humans, look straight, look up. Connecting Du meridian line, Ren and Du meridian lines, strengthening them. We are also strengthening the muscles here, right? So that's plus breathing. Why we teach people breathe 5.5 seconds? Because the moment we were born, when we were fetus, we breathe in from here, right? That's really is much healthier in a way. And one of the things that humans is one of the species is no longer able to live to the full potential, and partially is we don't breathe well, right? So if you look at the animals, they really, unless they have problems, they really know how to breathe deeply, but we don't. So by exercising that, we are promoting a healthy 5.5 seconds breathe in and out movements, right? We're connecting yin, yang, di, yin, the yin energy, the yang energy, the yin energy, and ren. Ren is our own small circle of energy. So in the first movement, we are doing all of that. So the first year, when we do together, you don't really need to know, right? You just need to repeat that to do it as perfect as you can. But now, in this year of teaching, I'm going to begin to tell you that why we're doing it. Why it's important to put your hands like this, to move it up, right? Why it's important to make that circle, right? Because that really, we're a moving energy, right? And then the arm length, and then you see the, you know, the signs sometimes, and you have different kind of arms and legs, and so this is really is how big your energy circle is 中指 is the third finger. Well, that's why when people are doing this, I didn't know they were like not well, but it makes sense because that really meant that is the longest you can go. That's the creation of new life. So I thought when they first showed me the finger, I thought I meant that. But anyways, so you see, that is the circle of energy that we can create for ourselves. And we often say, how much is that is a safe environment for ourselves? And that is. So this year, each movement will go into depth to teach you that. And the other thing that I like to teach you is a different movement, is that we will eventually, when we master this together, and the next movement is going to be the 5 animal movements. That is going to do a lot of balance for our organ systems. So, but that is, you know, in the near future. So that's been said, one, we do acupuncture, right? When you come in, I look at you, you know, the 5 basic things will help you to detox. That's very important because modern society, everybody is trying to put all kinds of toxins in you. So from the environment to our emotions, a lot of toxins. So I don't think most people are able to detox on their own. So therefore, we will guide you how to detox, and will help you to reduce inflammation. Inflammation that is one of a very common challenges modern society people have, right? But inflammation can lead to blood deficiency. Blood deficiency that will lead to poor circulation, not just pain, but poor circulation, and blood deficiency that will lead to blood stagnation, and blood stagnation will lead to cancer, right? And then will help you to reduce stagnation. The stagnation is that the energy, you know, got so stagnant. And again, there has to be methods that we use to teach people to de-stack themselves, And there's things you do at home, things that you come to clinic, we do. And then it's that long tube, right? Because we are help you to balance from the moment you chew to the moment you poo, and that long tube that has to be constantly balanced. And then if we achieve all that, then you will have a balanced immune system. Because immune system we should not, that is our army, right? We should have a good army, but rarely use them. So when we do acupuncture, one of our main method is acupuncture. So what I'm doing is really I'm achieving to balance yin and yang, to balance your yin and yang, therefore to reduce your inflammation, reduce your stagnation, and get some toxins out. That really is what I'm doing with the needles. Right? And then we also use a method of cupping. Right? Cupping is one of the best way to balance your triple burner, to get your lymph moving, to get the inflammation out of you as quickly as possible. And then also a lot of you have a lot of dampness, so we get the dampness out quickly as well. So, and then herbal medicine is that to help you mostly through balance the gut. We balance the 5 yin organ systems and 6 yang organ systems. And then we use herbal seeds on children, and that really helps them to open up their meridian lines so their body can do what it's supposed to do. So these are the basic methods. So then people says, well, how come sometimes I have bruises? And when you do cupping, they are not called bruises, they're called sha. They are the toxins, inflammation coming out of your system. If you have blood deficiency, that will be more on the very dark side. If you have more inflammation, that will be purple. And if your lymph is stagnant, then you will begin to see those blisters. So the old times that, one of the things I really do think modern society make people ill is really because we seek so much comfort, right? But comfort, it does not equal to health. It doesn't equal to strong body. It doesn't equal to anything. It's just comfort. And the old times that when we see the blisters, then we will use needles to poke them to get the fluid. The fluid you see out of those blisters are the fluid from your excessive lymph stagnation, right? That has to be released out. So after you release them out, then there's some stagnant blood. And then we use cupping again to try to get the stagnant blood out of it. So, but modern society, people are afraid of almost everything. And so we no longer, because this kidney system, but although many of you are not so afraid anymore, because I have many requests from people, go for it, I want that out. So that is a very good attitude. That means your kidney system and the heart system is together quite more now. So then we just don't do that. We will just take our time to make people feel that they can understand their body step by step, instead of pushing, try to help them to achieve that goal. Because I think there are 3 major things that can cause people to have imbalances and illness. And one, if I call that 情志不舒, is that you really, people really have a hard time to balance their emotions to reason, right? So that instead of pushing that, and we'll just give people time to get there slowly. So that's what we're doing with the cupping, and that's why you have those little, body fluid coming out of you. And then when we do gua sha, sometimes we use a tool to get the sha out, especially if people have headaches and sinuses, polyps, and so on and so forth. So we get the sha out. And then with now the COVID has changed to this variant is very different compared to what we experienced before, right? Before, there's a lot of stagnation and people lose smell and taste. So we have to get the dead and blood vessels, because each one of us have more than 2 miles of blood vessels. The old blood vessels, the end blood vessels, they will die naturally. Sometimes they get stuck there. So then we use gua sha to trim that out. And then we use acupuncture to trim that as well. So that's why sometimes we try to release those dark blood. Sometimes that, I do a test for you, and when we first start, the blood is so stagnant, the color is so purple and dark, and then eventually you will have really brilliant and healthy blood. So that's why sometimes you see, if we needle through the dead blood vessels, and you will have a little purple marker there as well. So that's why you see all these things. So when you see all these things, that don't be alarmed and don't be afraid. Just simply that if you have any concerns, just let the practitioner know, and they will explain you what that is. So, but at our clinic, that we still use the traditional method, try to move people along, right? So when you come in, that this year, we will continue to use a 40-40, well, 40-30-30 method. That means 40% will focus on what you have, the actual imbalance, and 30% to continue to balance your overall immune system. The other 30% that is in my design to help you to reduce your toxins, reduce your inflammation, reduce your stagnation, because the world is just going to be like that. So we will always need to take that 30% to do prevention, to prevent you from getting too stagnant. So whatever comes your way is going to harm you. But if we do enough prevention, I think that we'll together continue on with our small, safe environment we have created together. Because 2 years into this, we don't have one severe case. So we have successfully created this safe environment for us. So we shall continue to do that. So I will leave some time for questions. But one thing I do want to show you is that, I keep on saying this line too is really good to reduce your stagnation, right? I want to show you some photos of my girls, how they in Miao, it's a group of people, right? How they collect the herbs. You see, this is how they collect the herbs. And how they kind of make the materials and how they put together. So that's another thing I just think I'm going to show you a little bit to see. 小周天, the safe environment is not us, it's all over the world, right? But we must work together, because these women, they're pure and they're healthy, and they have joy. So they live deep into mountains, and you see, that's how they collect the herbs. See how they wash their herbs in their pure water, and that's how they dry the herbs. And they see how they put that together. So I just thought I'll show you this. You see, this is an older woman, and they know how to sew. And that's how they make the materials. And then how they put it together. You see how they sew. And how they put it together. So I just thought, you know, and in case you didn't know. So, you see, that's how they put it, the last piece all together. And then we have a beautiful tool like this. So I do hope that, so this tool, every single step has a lot of mindfulness, has a lot of health, and have a lot of love we put into to make this tool. So just go ahead, enjoy. When you do the meridian line patting, you must have the same kind of emotions. If we have a balanced emotion, so these are the emotions we try to hold, and knowing that when people make this tool, there's so much effort and they put into to promote health for all. Okay.
Dr. Liu, thank you so much. Those pictures are really lovely to see beginning to end, and just what goes into making one tool, and
yes.
The fact that we take that energy on and we bring it into our world is just so incredibly humbling. Thank you so much. Dr. Liu, thank you. I don't even know where to start. Such a wealth of information today. I really appreciate that we're going to be going a little bit deeper with the energy movements. I'm amazed at how much I myself have learned from just the single step that you went a little bit deeper today. So I just want to thank you for that. I know we're running a little bit low on those tools. Will we have more coming our way?
Well, yeah, and these we have a small group of people who are making it for me, and yes, the answer is yes. And we also have encountered some problems with the shipping, and the shipment is out somewhere in the harbor somewhere. So if we can all put our positive energy, and we'll have people upload and download and drive to us, that will be helpful.
We shall do our part. Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. Another really beautiful teaching. Thank you. Thank you. We shall see you next time.
Yes, my friend. Until next time.